What's 2 plus 2? Fish. Okay. Maybe that'll be good enough.
Hey, swing, bamboozling, go like a hip, bamboozling, and ding a child, bamboozling, and ding a wild, bamboozling, oh, like a...
Let me position it to...
Oh, hey, look who's back.
We are?
Back from the grave. From eternity. You know how it goes online. You don't post anything for a week. They're like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Oh no, oh no. This is like a couple weeks later, by the way.
Is Andrew okay? Is Corey still breathing?
They're both very questionable.
Oh, yeah. I probably could turn up a little bit on TV.
I had to fight a few bears to get here.
Oh,
they were
yeah.
grizzlies. I'm not really sure why they were here in the eastern half of the U.S., but it's been a weird year for a lot of people, so, you know, nothing's completely off the table right now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, if the tiger's out in Knoxville.
Yeah, that part's always been a little weird to me. How the heck did you get a tiger? I mean, like, and the zoo, local zoo doesn't claim it. So either they're just trying to have one less mouth to feed, or somebody used their stimulus check to buy a tiger, which, I don't know, can you get a tiger for $1,200?
I mean,
it wasn't a case where they bought a plane ticket with a $1,200 and I went out on a safari to catch it or something, because to be honest, plane tickets ain't cheap, especially going as far as you know, sub-Saharan Africa or something.
we'll see. What happened was the person was buying it, but he was off by a couple bucks, and they wouldn't accept it. So the tiger got mad because he wanted a new home, and so he just went out. He or she went out and rampaged in the streets and stuff.
But I don't think anyone's been killed by it. I don't even know how many people have seen the darn thing. You know, it's like the clown thing. Maybe they're hyping up some new tiger-based movie. like Jaws, but tiger, so it's a claws or something.
Claus. Wouldn't that be Santa Claus?
No, just claws.
Let's see. So then you've got 100 Wampa fruit, which gives you a life.
All right, well,
But to be honest, those of us playing this game this day and time, we still can't get alive. Self-deprecation. It's so hard to get past that flower.
Yeah, I know. It's a not a Piranha Plant. It's Mario. It's excuse me. It's a Venus flytrap. You gotta be correct about it.
If your mom is not correct about it, I
Oh,
don't really know what to say.
Mom goes to college.
Napoleon Dynamite. You know, someone ever asked me, hey, what was the year 2004 like?
What's
I would
Napoleon
show them
Dynamite?
Napoleon Dynamite and not really need to say much else. If I ever have kids, be like, Dad, what was 2004 like? And I'll just be like, alright, I've been waiting a long time to show you this.
then the grandkids are like that. It's like, let me show you what back in my day was like.
Grandpa, you're old. Duh.
You're just like, oh, really? I thought I was like your age. I don't know.
I'm like your age, son.
Look at me, I'm cool. I'm doing the crash dance, I'm cool. All right.
I'm still 25, I swear it. Grandpa. You have
Grandpa, you're 125. Ah, there's a 25 in it, son. That's close enough.
Remember the sewer levels?
They were fine. I always get annoyed at that part where you can't walk as fast and you're like wading through the water.
Especially when you get to the spoilers, the eels. Which it may even be in this level, I can't remember. Whee! So the new Crash, at this point in time, it comes out in 1 day less than 2 weeks. So whenever this comes out, it'll be closer than that. Maybe. I don't know. Whoa, shoot. I forgot about that. I forgot they sync.
Way to suck.
Oh no, I died.
All those lives you could have had.
Remember those things in Crash? Wait, were these creatures in Crash Team Racing, or is that only the remake?
I don't recall them being in the original.
Alright, because you know, you had the sewer level that was similar to, Alright, if I die again, and while trying to get those... Yeah, I'm just not even gonna get those boxes.
You need to slide.
Yeah, I know. I need to should I say it like this? I need to slide, or no, that's just like...
You need to slide.
I know it sounds really petty, but I always got annoyed at those people that couldn't pronounce their R's and they say ow. And it's like, I know it sounds mean, and I think they can't help it, but it's definitely something I struggled with as a kid, and to be around those kids and say, it's R, dear goodness, can you not say R? And they say ow, and it's like, are you saying ow or R?
I remember a guy in preschool couldn't pronounce his C's. He called me Tori a lot. I was like, not a girl!
How can you not pronounce your C's?
I don't know. Ask the guy.
Well, can you not say S either? Because, I mean, C starts as an S.
I guess. I don't freaking know.
You just go C.
Or...
Glory.
Or is it more like couldn't pronounce the K's? Maybe couldn't pronounce the K's either.
A, B, T, D, E, F.
What about over in Europe where their R's are A's and their A's are R's sometimes?
And their Z's are Z's.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
If people say Z, they just don't understand. Are you sure America didn't create English? We perfected it.
No, it's terrible. No.
What you don't get? We are the creators of the freaking language.
Yeah, well, we left because you guys were stagnated and you suck.
Political lane here. No, I don't know. Let's see. What was it? Had a picture of the Queen and it said Happy Treason Day or something like that.
Yeah. Happy Treason Day, you filthy
When it was,
peasants.
what was it? 4th of Independence Day?
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're not in a socialist country like they are in the UK.
I don't know. I actually had to cough, so I just did it at the moment.
Daniel's not opposed to communism.
I'm opposed to it. What about these fans? How they're just like, you have to like keep whacking the. You know,
a lot of weird little things that they did in Crash 2 that never came back in Crash 3, and that's one of them. And I don't remember, did Crash 3 ever have the water like that where you have to wade through it? 'Cause I don't recall.
I think it's more like I don't remember for sure. It's something that I just, even though I've played that game so many times, it's something I haven't paid attention to. Sonic boom, Sonic boom. So
save the planet from disaster.
So basically the shoot, I should have went this way first. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
You tried so hard and got so far.
It doesn't even matter.
Will Andrew ever end this?
I tried so hard and got so far.
It doesn't even matter. Let's see. Yeah, it's
Man,
just
I
one.
wish I could sing. See, I drum, like, basically my drumming is them paying me to not sing. It doesn't even matter. Too far to
It doesn't even matter.
One time, I sang a song, turning up. Friggin' song, I do sing this like that. Alright, I'll stop. There are a bunch of critics. Don't like
You
my
want a
phone.
new Sonic game? Well, memes will suffice.
I'm waiting for Sega to be like hyping up a new Sonic game, and it turns out it's some mobile BS.
Yeah.
Oh, those would be.
But what I'm really waiting for is
Coco's talking.
Bethesda to hype up a new game, and it's Skyrim on the phone.
Yeah.
It's Skyrim on the smart toaster.
Yeah. What it is each frame of the game is burned onto a piece of
I was thinking like I was thinking back to that time when we were told that we were going to get an original BioShock game on the Vita, and instead we ended up getting a crappy port of the original game on smartphones and tablets.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, BioShock was kind of cool. I got really bored of the first two, but I managed to beat Infinite. I wouldn't pay a whole lot for it, but definitely Infinite was like a very interesting game.
You know those games are on the Switch now?
The ending is really, really strange.
Did you know those games are on the Switch?
I did not know. Yeah, I mean, definitely BioShock Infinite is worth playing in my opinion.
Well, I just missed the checkpoint there, so I guess I'll have to start over the level. Even though I didn't need to do that.
All they did was fall in the snow. Why can't he get back up?
Because it's considered death.
That's dumb.
He broke his neck, Andrew.
He's like, he's
I really like the graphics.
well, crash, it's okay. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
I like the graphics they managed to have in this level, like all the nice,
like
blues
lighting,
and purples and whatnot.
You know, as soon as I said he broke his neck, my mind was thinking, what neck? He's all the body.
He's all body and with limbs morphed out, I don't know, or stretched out.
As long as it doesn't have that stupid Crash the Titans design. That design is awful.
Well, the ones who are nostalgic for it, all I gotta say is I'm sorry.
That was a pretty bad design. It was a pretty bad game, to be honest.
I'm very cross with you, naughty dog.
And it's too bad that like
Oh, well.
that Crash Wrath of Cortex wasn't good. Because it could have been good. It had a lot of good ideas.
It's just not very good
it just-
execution.
I got like definitely your first power where you could walk on nitros, which is so useless.
I know, because it was very
There
situational.
are like 2 levels where you even use that.
Yeah,
power.
I know.
It's like, what is this? Where's my super belly flop and my double jump and all this stuff you got in Crash 3?
Well, I actually believe it or not, I've actually completed the Wrath of Cortex because I played it on Xbox and I was I actually got through the whole thing, and then I was just like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, it would kind of be the suck.
Oh yeah, secret level back here.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, I missed those 2 boxes, but you know what? We're not doing a 100% run.
You know how successful I felt finding this as a kid? Like,
well, yeah, no,
we didn't get
Spot.
internet till I was about 12 years old, and so I didn't really know much about looking up websites and finding out how to get this stuff. Like, you had to learn this kind of stuff from friends.
We grew up, about midway through our growing up, that's when we got more accessible internet.
We had dial-up my entire time until I was in high school, and that pretty much sucked.
Yeah, well, hey there, Spartacus. He decided to join us right now. He'll probably not be here for too long. You know, D-pad, PlayStation. Let me ask you something. Why did you put the versions on your network to where you can't use certain controls, or ones where it lags with Spyro on the PS3? And why did you put the black label copy of the game on the PlayStation Network? Because that's the one that was incomplete.
Of which game?
Spyro 3.
Oh, what was missing?
Well, some of them, like, if you played because, we grew up with the greatest hits copy. Gosh dang it. Okay. Well, in the black label copy, they apparently rushed it for the Year of the Dragon. Or apparently had to rush it because of the Year of the Dragon. And, so basically, what happened was some of the music was not like they had to reuse some music for certain stages. It was like the third world had different music than I don't care about those lines right now. The third world had the same music from the first world in the game, which I guess is kind of fine. I mean, it's dumb, but it's fine. And then the final boss, like the sorceress, had the first world's music. So you're fighting the final boss, epic battle and stuff, and then you got this calm, which actually happened.
It's kind of interesting because it's not really something that you see a whole lot. Well, obviously you wouldn't see it now because people just release patches, but man.
Yeah. And so, like, they had to do that. And then also, there was a glitch where if you didn't complete the hunters, like, if you didn't complete all of Hunter, or the flight levels, like the time trial levels or whatever, if you didn't complete those, you would lose. It would soft lock the game. You couldn't, like, completely complete it, basically.
If you didn't complete them, when?
Like, you had to be sure that you were able to access all of Hunter's, like, challenges in those levels. Otherwise, it would soft lock somehow, and, like, you couldn't earn it, the egg. So that was pretty bad. And that was the version they put on the PlayStation Network.
Well, yeah, that's what I've always wondered with a lot of these ports. Is like, you never get love.
Yeah, like honestly...
What, Tomba, I think the Japanese version of one of them came out first.
Yeah, like the Japanese version of 2 came out. And I was like... apparently there was an error, though, because it was shown to be the American copy. But then, like, when you get it, it's The Wild Adventure or whatever, and that was the name of the sequel in Japan. So what do you think about this, Corey?
I'm thinking I'm starting to get hot from drinking all this coffee.
Oh, yeah?
Well, why would you drink coffee right now?
Because I love coffee!
Well.
Man, I remember when I was that dumb.
Did you drink coffee?
No, to lose in the bonus level.
Oh, yeah.
And to drink coffee in summer.
Let's try it. Technically, it's still summer.
Drink coffee. It's not good.
Well, here's the thing. Coffee is a drink.
I always get annoyed at those people that they think it's okay that they're just this really rude person until they've had their coffee in the morning. Like, they don't want to talk to anybody. It's like, come on, man.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm a nice person.
It's like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Have my coffee. I'm mean. I'll have my
talk
coffee.
to me. I've had my waffles.
I don't want to talk to anybody until I've had my coffee, my cigarettes, and my scotch.
I'm a very quirky girl. So, there's that.
I'm a very beautiful woman with a nice singing voice. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light as a and then they die trying to sing.
Yeah.
All the single ladies, put your hands up. If you like it, you should have put it.
But you know what it is?
I just want to.
It's man.
I just want to see that legendary show, or showing of the national anthem, but it slides into all the single ladies. I think that would be a wonderful experience for all.
Alright, I'll have to work on that.
It would be absolutely ridiculous, but at the same time, beautiful to see. As beautiful as the single ladies that the song was talking about.
All the boomers won't get mad. It's like, they're interrupting the national anthem.
All the boomer ladies. All the boomer ladies.
Oh Lord, all the boomer ladies like me.
Mrs. Bighead?
Rocco?
Rocco? Mrs. Bighead?
Mrs. Bighead?
Mrs. Willoughby.
Oh, let me show you. Let me show you the glitch I used to use in this level as a kid. On E, do it. There we go. Yep, I love doing that as a kid.
My favorite glitch we ever figured out as kids is the Spyro swimming in the air glitch.
Oh yeah.
In was it Zephyr? That had the birds. Or
Yeah.
was it was Zephyr versus something.
Zephyr versus oh yeah, it was like it was birds.
Birds versus blob people.
Yeah, basically. It's kind of what was it? Moneybags was paid by Ripto to cause havoc or to make war and stuff. Or what was it? I think Ripto was involved in making them fight each other, and then Moneybags was being paid to supply both sides with.
Yeah, it's profiteering.
Yeah, you know, most politicians.
Well, no, it's more like the Warhawk lobby, like the
Well, that's
evil
true.
peoples.
Yeah.
I
Or
started
the
drug warning.
people that try to bastardize capitalism.
Oh yeah. So let's see.
You mean all those people that make movies and make millions on them talking about how bad capitalism is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never really understood bands that talk about how bad capitalism is when being a band is the most capitalistic way to make money.
I know. It's
Outside of maybe having a lemonade stand.
yeah.
And I think the problem is a lot of people don't point out the difference between capitalism and corporatism.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Corporatism is the bad one. Capitalism is fantastic.
So here's what I'm thinking. What was it? Let's see. Capitalism's bad. Don't forget to buy our merchandise.
I mean, anarcho-punk and stuff did start in the UK, so...
Hey, Rage Against the Machine became the Machine over the years.
Yeah, it's too bad. Even though their lyrics were so dumb. I like their sound, you know? It just... You know, there's... F you, I won't do what you tell me. F you, I won't do what you tell me. It's like, no. Dude, you're dumb.
Yeah. So then you have Crush 40.
And they
which
also had like 4-minute songs with only 5 words in them. Like they just kept repeating themselves.
This song is just 6 words long.
This song is just 6 words long.
But I was thinking about what was it? Well, shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, but yeah, Crush 40. You got them who just makes music for Sega. Well, mostly
Crush
for
40
Sonic.
is a very enjoyable bad band.
Yeah,
Like they're pretty decent as musicians.
pretty bad as
Their
lyrics.
lyrics they're dumb.
Yeah,
They're very dumb, but yet,
He has a good singing voice, though.
oh yeah, I'm very nostalgic for their music, definitely.
there you go, Donkey Kong. Or no, that's the big purple inflated gorilla.
Like what I'm made of when you do the final battle in
Sonic Heroes.
which is my favorite Sonic final battle ever.
Yeah.
Like that song was fire.
That song is on fire.
Or
Oh, shoot.
I'll try to be a boomer. I'll try to be a boomer here. That song slaps. It's funky fresh.
Let's see.
It is hip and funky fresh.
It
Could be one from the 20s.
Do you remember
Swing it.
from Danny Phantom when you had that weird professor ghost that went into the computer game?
Oh
And
yeah.
he kept trying to use words like hip and funky fresh for some reason in that episode.
Oh yeah. That was a good show.
Danny Phantom was a fantastic show.
Was it a Phantom ass? I don't know.
It is too bad it didn't keep going because it had a pretty cool. Like, do you remember the special where it was some future where Danny's? Oh, what happened? Some accident happened where his whole family was killed, and somehow him being a ghost was related. So he went to Vlad to try to remove all the ghost out of him. And when he removed it, the ghost went crazy, killed Danny, almost killed Vlad, and destroyed most of the world. And most of what was left was their hometown of Amityville, because it was around some kind of anti-ghost bubble.
Yeah.
And I think somebody
Screw
from the
that.
future wanted to go back to try to kill Danny or something to try to prevent that future from ever happening.
Oh yeah.
I don't really remember much of it because I haven't seen it since I was a teenager, but man, that was intense.
It's like for a kid show. That was.
And then you had
This is for
Ember.
kids.
You had the Ember episode. We did remember her name, so her song was pretty.
Ember.
It was pretty strong. You will remember my name.
And then you have the Christmas episode where they're all forced to do some rhymes.
I don't remember that one. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
I remember that one of the only times I actually watched it was when it came on a lot on Nickelodeon. Well, Nickelodeon likes to repeat so many things, but also I was really sick.
Have you realized how similar the bully, the nerd, I keep forgetting who the nerd friend was.
Tucker?
Yeah, Tucker. Okay, yeah, and then the goth chick and Danny, how they resemble some of the kids from the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a little interesting.
Well, that was Butch Hartman.
Yeah, that's true. It was all Butch Hartman.
You know, some people hate on Tough Puffy. I'm not saying it was a great show by any
It
means.
really wasn't.
But I thought it had some decent moments. Like I thought it had you know, it has some decent episodes.
It was just painfully average.
I guess you could say that. Yeah,
That's a
overall.
reasonable way to talk about it. And Dan Phantom was fantastic. You could say it was Danny Phantomastic.
So if Fairly Odd Parents had ended before Poof, then it would have been a perfect show. You know,
It would have been the perfect show.
Yeah.
Because there were no bad episodes until Poof came around.
Not that there were a lot of bad episodes with Poof either. Just you could definitely tell a drop in quality.
Man, it was.
And then they went on, and boy, they kept bringing in new characters and ruining the show.
A new godchild to take care of. But the guy that played Timmy's dad was still pretty memorable throughout.
Yeah. They did kind of start to focus on him a little too, or show him a little too much
Of
Timmy's dad. Yeah, just to a point where he kind of started losing his, hilarity. Well, the show itself did, but
That's different from a boulder.
Oh yeah, there's a polar bear, a giant polar bear.
You've been riding my kid too long.
Well, actually, you'll see what happens in the level. I'll watch what happens to these poor lizards if I don't whack away another one. Well, okay, you can imagine the polar bears will crush them. Hey, you okay?
I'm surprised it doesn't go and bites you through that.
Well, apparently that was so intense that they couldn't handle living anymore.
Oh no! This reminds me of this one episode in the Brown Hornet where he was running away from the white man.
They are here just they just get squished. And then he falls down. Oh, remember this part, Andrew? Remember this part of the level?
Yeah. This was always one of the hardest things ever put in this game.
I know, one of them until you get to the ice places.
See, those weren't even that bad, but this one was, I don't know why, as a kid, this one made me struggle.
But like the ice places, like where you have to get all, like the way you have to get all the boxes, that was an absolute nightmare. Oh shoot, I should, whatever.
Yeah. You missed out on all. Oh, never mind. Got him.
I got all the Wampa fruit. For some reason, I thought that was an invisible box, but it was It's because we couldn't predict these bullets too well. These bullets.
Also, it's pretty dumb as a gamer growing up.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It was a.
I definitely kept trying the same thing over and over, expecting different results, and that'd been literally insane.
I thought you were saying this was pretty dumb as a kid.
I was pretty dumb as a gamer.
As a gamer, as a real gamer girl. You weren't being a real gamer girl, Andrew.
You need to sell your
I'm not good at
bathwater.
being a gamer girl, partially because I'm not a girl. But I guess I could try to work at it, but I'm not.
Really?
I'm not really sure that's what I want to do.
Yeah, imagine if you could sell gamer guy bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
That
You
was,
know, as scummy and as absurd as all that was, I appreciate her marketing skills. Belle Delphine should lead a marketing department for a company because, dear Lord, they would make so much money.
what about the woman on the AT&T commercials?
And everybody's simping after.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard not to simp after her. She's pretty attractive.
Yeah. Okay, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, well, okay, I guess I have no choice but to get through this now. Other than exiting another level.
I can get through it.
I mean, I can get through it. It's just I'm better than you at video games, so therefore I'm better than you at life. So you know, that's
Just
just.
so you guys know, it's no simp September. So no simping.
I've been doing that for years.
31 minutes. Paused. Bless you. All right, resume. There was some barking going on, and I got hit by a bullet. It's. Wow! 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 Heaven's real. I was doing the I was doing the thing where it was
Why don't you just skip those armadillos?
because stubborn answer and try to blame me for it. I don't know.
This is a video game. We are addicted to killing everything we see, to conquer it, to make it our own.
Alright, there we go. And, oh yeah, remember this? We have to deal with the moles now again. A little bit. Oh yeah.
Well, technically, yeah, moles is too.
Yeah.
Ah!
Coco from Crash Bash. Ha 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 ha! I can't do it as fast as her at the moment. Whee. Okay. Anyway, now we're
You
out
lost
there.
a coup, but you've.
But I've gained an experience.
How did Crash just break all those boards with his head without even flinching?
Yeah, he can die from touching an enemy. No.
It's
I have
all.
always found that fascinating in games. Why do you die from touching an enemy? Why don't you die from them punching you, or kicking you, or shooting you, or eating your head, or something?
Because
You know,
haggis
like
was
Pyramid
different.
Head, where you die from them ripping your skin off.
That was probably the intention back then, but back then they needed to save money on animation and all that.
It wasn't saving money, it's saving memory.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Saving it.
I'll tell you what I found fascinating. I was watching this channel called Computer File, and they were talking about how games worked on the Atari 2600, and you would have to write your code where it would time itself for how quickly it wrote the lines on the screen. And I kind of look at it, and it's pretty fascinating that anyone ever even managed to write anything for the 2600.
And a guy was able to make a whole game in 2 weeks. It sure wasn't as
What game?
E.T.
No,
Sure.
6 weeks.
6. Oh, I thought it was 2.
2 weeks, you could barely get enough code to get the game started. I don't know.
See, it was impressive though because it was one of the earliest games to actually have a title screen,
Yeah, there weren't a lot that had it.
like on home consoles anyway.
Yeah.
So you had that, and boy, if I could quit dying here.
He grazed you with his tail.
Was it Gex? Is it tail time?
It's tail time.
You know, here's the thing: is like, some people say it would probably be a little hard to do a Gex remaster in terms of like the copyright stuff. But here's the thing: is that you just record new lines. You can have newer references. You can also you can have old references that you don't need a lot of, copyright stuff for
I
it.
don't think Gex would really be popular enough to get a remaster, though. I don't know many people that have actually played it.
Who asked?
See, look, here we go.
Who asked for Bubsy then?
I think the only reason they tried that was because it was so infamously bad. Like, we can do this again, right? People will buy these bad games. They bought Goat Simulator. They bought I Am Bread.
I bought that.
They bought Fall Guys.
Are you saying that's a bad game?
I don't like Fall Guys.
What?
I don't think it's very
But it's
good.
currently popular!
I don't care how currently popular it is. I don't think it's a very good game.
It really doesn't look like it looks funny to kind of watch sometimes, but it really doesn't look that fun.
I'd say it'll probably be unpopular. It'll dry up quick.
Well, yeah.
Though I admit, I said that about Fortnite, and I thought it was going to die that summer, but it's still not
It's
dead.
still going.
Because it's dumb.
It's like, okay, the gameplay itself is not too bad. Like the controls and everything, they're fine. It's just that like everyone's too good, and at least against me, I don't know. Like it's you know, like I've tried it, I've played it. It's not too bad. It's just, you know, I couldn't get into it because it's online only shooter, and you know.
He's
What
old
I've never
school.
understood is you get people they're like, okay, well, here's a simple tutorial on how to do this in Fortnite, and they smash 3 keys and they're 30 feet in the air, having built a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, here, like, or how about the people that got mad when there's too many tutorials and then get mad because they don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
In video games.
People that are like, oh, I hate when the game opens with text or tutorials. Like, what? What's wrong with that? I understand if the game takes like 3 hours to get started. You know, every Final Fantasy.
Look at you,
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Scar!
You get right into the action, though. You just
Well,
use
yeah,
Roxas instead of Sora.
That is true. I guess I'm thinking more so like about the fact that you have to wait that long to even get to the title, though.
That's true. But that's because I always, when I play Kingdom Hearts 2, I always spend extra time to get those 2 AP points. Which,
Why am I not sliding
why
and
did I
jumping?
say AP
You need to
points?
flip those 2 boxes.
I try to get extra AP
Well, so what is the A in AP?
ability.
Ability. So you're getting ability points?
Yes.
I thought it was ass points myself.
That's really stupid. I
Yeah.
always try to get that extra AP, especially if I'm playing on, well, actually I only play on critical mode now. When I play on proud mode, I would do it because that extra helps me have enough for guard.
I missed the box, by the way, but oh well.
Guard is a very handy skill for me in the way I fight in Kingdom Hearts, especially when I fight Sephiroth.
So you never use those? What is it? What are the moves called?
Summons?
The summons. You never used those in Kingdom Hearts 3, did you?
No.
Well, so here's the
I
thing.
don't use them in 1 or 2. I don't use summons, and that's because when I play Kingdom Hearts and develop my battle style in the game, the disc I had a weird scratch in it where if you would try to summon anything, the game would crash. So I just learned to fight without them. And now I just don't use them because there's no point.
Well, I skipped the life that I could have used.
Hi. Hi. You messed it up, son. Try to get on the
on the brown hornet. Well, see, he's what's considered an atypical child. Well, perhaps this is easier. He's retarded.
Just makes that face.
He's like, that's actually on.
Oh, I don't want to get the retarded.
He makes that kind of face. He's like, but in the show, I mean, Fat Albert's, you know, he's pure.
Alright, give me that controller.
No, I gotta do it. I gotta do
Give
it.
him one more chance.
I
That's
gotta
what
do.
Jesus would do.
Let's see. Or as Hank says, I'm sure he's a lot of places he didn't want to be.
Alright, you blew your chance, son. Let the pro have
You
it.
got
You
it.
suck.
Well, I'm also having to talk. That's the excuse I'm using right now. I'm having to talk and... How you doing?
Andrew, I'll hold him down while you pry the controller out of his grip.
Well, I could do it on my own if I really wanted to. Here's the thing, I'm lazy.
That's his excuse he's using.
That's the truth.
Well, it's better than saying you're afraid you'll break a nail or you'll lose 2 points in DPS if you do it.
DPS?
Damage per second.
Oh.
A wet dog. Wet...
Your DPS will go down by 2%. And the monster stays still in 10 seconds. That's plenty of time for people to sharpen up. It's not just you, Boo-Boo. I'm projecting my own fury at this point, so I'm just going to shut up.
And let's watch the cutscene. No.
Crash, my boy.
Crush, my boy.
I'm Clancy Brown.
The last 10 crystals will be the hardest.
You know, I kind of want to see somebody supercut some Mr. Krabs lines on Cortex.
Or the dragons from Spiral 1.
I'll contact you.
Spiral, my boy.
He also talked for what's his name from Jak 2, the what's his name? The leader of the town, the one who's over the
Zelda?
No, I'm talking about Jak 2.
Mario?
Sonic? You know, I always thought he looked more like a bear, like an orange bear, than a tiger.
It's just tiny legs. It's little chicken legs.
I know, that's why they call him Tiny. Oh. Let's see, wait.
Don't skip leg day, kids.
Oh no! Tiny tiger. But does he not look like have a resemblance to a bear though? At least
Vaguely, but it's more a weird monster than anything else.
It's amazing how easy some of these old platformer boss battles really were.
I mean, as a kid, you're dumb and you don't know anything,
Yeah,
but...
it takes you forever for that kind of thing as a kid.
Wait, let's see. Watch this. Oh. And then you notice that the lights are following you. Like, one's following Tiny and the other one's following Crash. Well, watch what happens whenever you teleport away. Watch the one that's watching Tiny. And then they didn't have that in the remake. Oh, yeah, it's your turn. Don't screw it up.
Changing of hands.
Oh wait, you gotta listen to Cortex. No, you don't. I forgot. Every time I forget. It's this world where you have to, like wait and you know.
PS3 controllers feel so weird now.
Oh no.
Good, so used to PS4.
So you gotta watch out for those. You gotta make sure not to. That was like the most common thing for cartoony stuff.
It's like a version of the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. I think it came out after, but I can't remember.
I'm sure the Wilhelm scream has been around for a long time.
Isn't it come out in a movie that came out in like the 50s or 60s or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a cowboy that screamed it.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars
Popularized it, yeah. So remember, Andrew, this is what we consider challenge mode, and not why didn't they just add this control in the re-release? So the new Crash looks like it's gonna have some pretty challenging challenges, like for if you want to 100% complete it.
I hope it's actually good.
It looks like it is gonna be really good. And I like how they had like another version of.
Just let that happen.
I like how they had another version of Tana in it, like from another universe, and she's thick.
Buff.
I know.
What is it? Is this like a dystopian future or something in the game?
Well, apparently it's hinted that. Well, pretty much hinted, like pretty much confirmed, like the way they have it. that something happened to Crash and Coco in that universe, so she kind of had to take over as the hero of sorts.
Wait, wasn't Tawna his girlfriend?
Yeah.
So, like, what's going to be the deal with the continuity? Because she's not in the second or third game.
Well, Crash and Coco's universe, they said they haven't talked to her in a while either, so.
So I guess they broke up after the first game?
I don't know.
She didn't like getting to make out with him on a giant blimp? Or, like, didn't like riding off into the sunset with a bird? That weird ending?
Oh yeah, that was if you get. By the way, Crash 1 is the only one of like a lot of the games where the 100% ending is not canon. That is the only. That's the only time. All the other games, if you want to see the complete story, you have to 100% it. Of course, then you have Crash Bash, which had like 2 endings.
Oh yeah, I never did see the one where you have the 2-player ending where you play people on 2 different sides.
Remember we did that years ago?
I don't think we ever finished it.
No, we didn't like get everything, but we completed it. We got through the story. Because remember we had to because we had opposing. Andrew, you got the crystal. Then you
get the crystal, Andrew.
Then go to the.
I'm telling you, not having an analog stick is a real handicap.
Well, you have one, you just can't use it.
Yeah, you know what?
Remember through here, you gotta hold circle. You gotta hold circle the way for the, or you can just go that way. When I started hearing people say simp, I really thought they were referring to some kind of weird Simpsons restaurants. Simpsons? I don't know.
If only we can keep our innocence like that.
There's also. That's awesome.
Even I don't fully understand what simp means.
Simple? I don't know. Well, that's one way to do it.
Typically, when you're simping after somebody, you are kind of obsessed and you would want to go out with them or, you know, even do something sexual with them. But, like, the term originally started with guys that would try way too hard to be overly nice to a girl in the hopes of getting sexual favor.
Yeah.
So they usually like reply guys and stuff for something.
Yeah.
It's not Skyrim. It's a little more of the wine and dine lady.
You know you still have to get that box.
4, 5, you know what, screw it. Until I can have better controls, I'm just not even going to try. So I'm telling you, Sony, put out a patch on the PS3 that lets me use analog sticks on.
Put it out now. Put it out these days.
Right the frack now.
Right the flippity flop now.
Right the friggity fraggity now.
Fraggle Rock.
Isn't that a show?
Yeah, that was by the person who made made the Muppets. And
Oh, Jim Henson?
Yeah.
I do like Jim Henson's
Don't
movies.
don't make us get diddly doo doo on
The
you.
few Jim Henson movies I've seen.
So yeah, Fraggle Rock. Apparently, he was using that to end wars. Boy, that sure worked out.
Well, we did it.
I
War
remember.
is no more.
Oh, come on.
Let's see. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. What is it? I found a talking snowman. The heck you say? Isn't that basically Jim Henson Muppet crossover? Or, you know, Jim Henson puppet crossover.
I'm Jim Henson. I want to use puppets to end wars.
Well, that sure worked, didn't it? Oh, we already made that joke.
Skipping.
Yeah, I got a new girlfriend. What?
Yeah, a snowman.
Oh, the heck you say? I don't know. Maybe I'm referencing what you just said, but I remember talking about like a new date, and it's like, oh, a snowman.
What? How? That was like 20
The
feet away
hitbox
from
was just like a pixel away, wasn't it? A polygon away.
It has to be a polygon. I don't even know if we think much about pixels. I could be wrong. I was hearing stuff about graphics cards that makes me question what I thought about them. So, you know.
What is my life?
The nice part is,
If you can not hit the, yeah, let's say don't hit the spikes. But oh, it's like one of those creepy claymation things where they would have racist depictions of black people. They have those things, type things where they.
So
claymation is so unsettling as a kid. I had a hard time looking at a lot of claymation. Honestly, though, like. Some people take like Nightmare Before Christmas. Nothing in that movie scared me, but the fact that it was claymation made me really uncomfortable.
to me, it was CGI.
Well, like early CGI, I imagine.
Well, you know, that's because the early CGI falls right there in the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
And I
Like
think
that Final Fantasy movie that came out in '99 or something.
Oh, that one was fine. But like Reboot, that show, that was kind of a slightly unsettling
CGI. Yeah. Somehow Jimmy Neutron was able to pull it off well. Like they.
I'm kind of impressed by how good their animation was for a show at the time that it came out.
Yeah. Then you have VeggieTales, which was like, yeah, if you look at the older stuff, it's aged, but it was an early
animation, and it worked.
Yeah.
Not sure how, but it did. It wasn't unsettling.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking fruits. So.
Talking fruits and
Thank you very much.
Well, Bob.
You know, intelligence tells you that a tomato is fruit. Wisdom tells you not to put it in a fruit salad.
True.
I think what it is they're grown like vegetables.
What I say is, intelligence is knowing that Frankenstein is not the monster. But wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein all along was the real monster.
Whoa. Deep, man.
Deep, man. Therefore, that means that capitalism is wrong.
If you think about it, like, Frankenstein, that's not the creature he created from the corpse, but if you think about it, it's because of him that Frankenstein's going around causing so much havoc.
Well, yeah, that's true.
As a kid, I used to have a really hard time fighting off the bees in these levels. I think it's because as a kid I was scared of real bees. Out of all things, it was real bees.
Real bees were like, they're tiny, but they could really hurt you. That's why I hate wasps and bee. Well, you know, mostly wasps because they're just dicks. But
I used to be like that, but then I
then
realized
you took an arrow to the knee.
Then I grew a pair of nuts.
I've had ribs broken, and I figured there's much more worse pains than being
Well, that's
stung.
true. Yeah, you did get in that wreck, and it's not the kind of get wrecked that you want to be in.
Lol, get wrecked. REKTCET. Wrecked.
Remember, like a Bow 5?
That was mainly a mess with our sister at that point. It's because people say like a boss and they end it with a 5. It's like, no, it's a boss, not a bow 5.
It's because they're trying to say like a bouse, but then they add a 5 because they're cool.
Because elite speak, lol.
Oh my gosh, we are so random.
With a Z.
Yeah.
Randoms.
Hey, do you have the crystal?
Girls.
Come on. That was a freaking hitbox. I got jumped and it pushed me over.
By the way, enter deep.
Oh, I'm nuts.
So, by the way, I was trying to talk about when you eat the fruit. When you eat fruit, is that considered like you're eating the testicles of plants?
No. That's not how this works.
Alright, well, I was gonna tell you there's a secret area back there, Andrew, if you killed
I'm not even trying. I just want to be able to finish without getting slammed with a freaking mallet.
Don't want to hear about Corey talking about fruit nuts.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Who here remembers D's Nuts 2016 when a teenager managed to get D's Nuts signed up as an official candidate? I think it was in one of the Carolinas or maybe Virginia. I don't quite remember which state it was. Harambe. That's where it all went wrong.
Wow.
Harambe being assassinated is what went wrong in this world. If Harambe were still with us, things would be very different in a good way. How did I let that happen?
He's the only glue that keeps everyone together.
It was. Now that the glue's gone. Okay, how did that even happen?
Because video game logic. There's your pity mask. So something people...
Pity mask. Wow. Well, it's just like, it's the freaking controller. PS3 controllers do not have good D-pads.
And that's what and even though this game can do, has the ability to do the analog sticks.
I wish I still had a physical copy of this game because I would have loved to play this on PS2. PS2 will let you use the analog stick.
Oh. So what about the fact that like the curse of the third system for game systems? Like how there's some kind of underperformance of them.
Most game systems.
Well, it's funny. The PS3 was a very powerful console,
You
but
skipped
also
it.
a very complex console. That's why why some games only ever came out on the Xbox that could have been on the PS3, but they were hard to develop.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember there was a the army was offering to buy people's PS3s because they could use them to make little supercomputers for cheap because of how powerful the cell processor was.
Yeah.
Which that sounds pretty cool.
Then you have the slim PS3 where they're like, okay guys, let's just lower the price. See, it's like, here's the thing. PS3 ended up, is either PS3 or Wii, I think it was PS3, ended up being the best-selling game system of the 7th generation. It just took them throughout the whole 7th generation to do it. Like, because the Xbox and Wii were on top. Well, mostly the Xbox 360, because the Wii was for the people who would buy the cheap games and then never touch it again.
The Wii was such a, looking back at the time that came out, it's just such a phenomenon. You know, you had old folks' homes that were buying Wii's so people could play Wii bowling. And like, it's just weird stuff. And then you have a bunch of shovelware. And then we had nothing but crap on. And then the Wii U came out, which is like, Nintendo, what were you doing?
Yeah. There were some decent titles, but there was also a lot of titles we did not ask for that came out on it. Like, we, not only did it underperform, it definitely didn't help that, okay, so what all we got in terms of, like, franchises that are popular on other systems, or on other, you know, Nintendo systems, let's see. We got a crappy Animal Crossing board game thing on there. We got, in terms of WarioWare, we got Game & Wario, which was basically, it only had so few mini games in it. Like, it had mini games instead of micro games, and it just didn't work. We had what else was there? We had another new Super Mario. There were some like a couple Mario games that were good. It was what started Super Mario Maker, which was pretty good.
No, I'm not about to attempt that.
And then we had, what else was there? We had, well, this was around the time when Sega was like, oh yeah, we're gonna sign this deal to make most of our Sonic games Nintendo exclusive for a few years. And that was a huge mistake. That was a ginormous mistake because that's how we ended up with Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Winter Games, which is apparently considered a not as good version of the Winter Games one that came out in 2009. Then we had Sonic Lost World, which out of the 3 was probably the best, and even that was kind of meh. And then we had Sonic Boom, because at the last minute they were like, oh yeah, make this for Nintendo because oh yeah, and it's got to come out around this time, and oh yeah, it's tie into the cartoon, even though it didn't really connect with the cartoon all that much other than having some of the same characters. And freaking Lyric was not in the cartoons at all.
There was no song that everyone sung to make the evil go away.
There was also, like, Sonic Lost World, you could tell that was kind of a semi-rush job, because none of the, like, okay, so they had no original songs, or, you know, like, actual, like, lyrical songs, and when they had, like, speed up, well, you know, where you could speed up and stuff, like, whenever you hit one of those types of things, and then also the invincibility theme, those were just rehashes, like, instrumental rehashes of other Sonic game music. And also, they tried to make it look like the classic Sonic type, and also more cartoony. And they also, in the recent writing, has been cringe humor. Like Sonic, they should have hired the Sonic Boom writer, like the cartoon Sonic Boom writers, to write the new games. Because sure, it still would have been filled with jokes, but they wouldn't have been as cringy.
Hey, look, a bounce pad.
Bounce pad.
Hey, look, a bounce pad.
I like how the one glitch that people liked using was the one they patched out. At the time, I was really defending the game because I was tired of hearing about, like...
How?
I was tired of hearing about how people say 3D Sonic never works. And so whenever I got that game, and it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was at first. When I was first playing, I was like, I could tell there was problems with the camera, but like other than that, I was like, you know, it's not too bad. Well, I was expecting worse, and when I saw people giving it one of the worst games ever awards, basically, that's when I was just like, dude, no, it's not. It's not nearly that bad. I can see now why people don't like it. Don't get me wrong, but calling it one of the worst, I mean, and when there's much worse games out there, you know,
It's a bit overkill.
Yeah. Sonic 06 is not that bad either. I mean, again,
It's unfinished.
it's unfinished, but I can enjoy it for all the potential it had, basically.
I think the problem is that game companies really need to stop putting such difficult release dates on things. Like,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is Sega also needs to listen better. They've been trying to appeal more to the ones who just like the Genesis Sonic games, and they're not even doing that right.
See, the thing is, like, okay, so so when I do programming, I can get it. You want to put a hard date on a project because if you don't, it will never get done. You'll always find more things you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Everything. I get that, but if it's going to be a case where the game will be compromised because of how quickly you're trying to release it, push the date back a few months.
Yeah.
Again, I get it. You don't want vaporware, but you also don't want trashware too.
Well, Andrew, maybe that was a secret area. The fact that you were up there on that ledge, or that little thing of rock. So I see. You didn't want to attempt the ice level, did you?
No.
The
because I can't use the freaking analog sticks.
Don't break them so I can't use them at all. Alright, level 19. We're almost through this world. We're almost done with the game. We might as well keep going because we're already past an hour.
We'll cut it up at most.
Maybe. I usually don't now. Yeah, people upload their streams and stuff that are like 3 hours long. So what's an hour long thing?
I like how in the like the joke they made in JonTron's second flex tape video, fix it in post. Man, modern computers are amazing. I just pressed a couple of buttons on my Fitbit.
Oh, here's something. Someone actually saw a video. Someone got doomed to run on a pregnancy test.
Sort of, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, blurry is all, you know, obviously is limited in graphics, but they actually got it to work.
Ah.
So it's official. Pregnancy test can run Doom.
The screen is too small.
It's too small.
I imagine.
It's like, honey, are you finding out if you're pregnant? Sure. I'm just playing Doom. Pee on it to get
Oh,
it
come
on to
on.
kill all the enemies.
The screen is too far away. Screw this. Get a better recording setup. I have no depth perception. It's like I'm playing on my little 19-inch TV from 2008.
It's Ed watching some show from. Remember that
Oh yeah,
movie? Good for Ed.
the screen seems a little. Rock's TV seems a little dated. Go now, go now. Press it. Jump the mushroom.
Remember, press the B button to slide.
The B button on the PlayStation controller.
Here's played Mega Man 8. Jump, jump, slide, slide,
Good
jump,
lord.
jump, slide, slide.
That was a. Of course, it's kind of funny. I was willing more as a kid to get through that. I'm not really now, as to get through a lot of those harder Mega Man games. I guess because I realize that I have more to do in my life. Yeah, we have no lives, but at the same time, we play video games, so we have plenty of lives.
That was really, really lame.
Here, Andrew, hand me the controller.
I'm talking about what you said. We play video games, we got plenty of lives? Okay, boomer.
Little boomer, know what a life will like us. What about what about the ones that the boomers that complain that the young folk are on their phones too much? Right, Andrew? The young folk that are on their phones too much and
5 minutes on the phone, that's too much. 4 hours in front of the TV every night. Can't even have a conversation with their kid or grandkids without watching TV.
But also, what about how many boomers that have smartphones will be on their smartphones for a long time?
Yep.
Like they become the very thing that they were saying, like, oh, these young kids, you know. I know some of it is they don't know what they're doing, but also, you know. So anyway, maybe don't hit that because I'll just create some nitro. Do you plan on getting all the boxes?
Nope.
Okay. Love that green gem path. But that green.
I have no depth perception this far away. Can't tell how far away all this stuff is.
Well, also the hitboxes on the fire right here are terrible.
Get a better recording setup.
This is the best I could do.
But that costs money and time.
Get a job.
Andrew.
Don't touch it. It's worth money. What about Bill and a lot of other characters on King of the Hill's voice?
Bill, don't you?
Let's see.
Are you gay?
What? No, I sell propane.
You heard it here, folks. You sell propane, you can't be gay.
You're getting more eyes on me than that bank teller that's in between genders. If you notice, the sound is a little off sync because that's how it usually goes when you go past an hour on this thing. I don't know why it screws up like that. Cause it did that with the previous Elgato capture thing I had.
How? I didn't even press up or down.
I think you went to that very small section where you could fall through. You just happened to land right there. So anyway, Mario. Oh yeah. Let's let Corey get a word in.
Okay. Anyway, I just noticed that Wumper fruit look a lot like peaches, and it's making me sad because peach season's over now.
And peaches aren't really even good.
On the right day they are.
You want to get a nice soft peach, not one of those firm peaches you want to get. And what you want to look for is a South Carolina Freestone.
Yeah. It is kind of weird to hold one because it feels like you're holding some sort of weird plush toy at first. Not like very fluffy plush. I'm talking about like those softer things. Like it's like you're not holding a real fruit, but then you bite down into it and it's a real fruit.
It's just the peach fuzz.
Yeah, the peach fuzz just it feels like it's a
well, that's when you peel it off. If you don't like it.
Yeah. So if what I mean I didn't say I didn't like it, I'm just saying so I think I'm gonna eat all my soft one. No, but what I was about to say was Danny on assuming he's correct. Dan on Game Grumps has said that apparently when it comes to fruit drinks like fruit juice and stuff is that they have the natural. Okay, here's the thing: fruits have natural sugars, but they also have some stuff in it to kind of not make sure that you're not getting too much, sugar, or it kind of contrasts in whatever, however you want to put it. Kind of balances things out. Well, when you have the 100% real fruit juice. They have the natural sugars, but they take out the part that, so when you drink the juice, you're just getting the sugar. That's why the juice isn't actually as good for you. They just use advertising without, completely lying.
I don't really care. I just like grape juice.
Well, yeah, I drink pop. I still call it pop for some reason. Oh, Andrew, you died there.
Most craziest thing I get to drink is coffee myself.
Well, there are certain things I won't drink and I won't eat. There's a lot of things I won't eat because, I used to be picky as a kid. I just didn't want to try things. Nowadays, I realize if I try something and I don't like it, it actually does affect me. It can actually affect my body and stuff. I know that sounds like complete crap, but that is true. And there's also certain things that I like eating that is an enjoyable taste, but destroys my insides after eating it. So that's why I'm not going to do all that. If you're with me in a restaurant and they're like, oh hey, try this weird fruit vegetable mix of jelly.
Here, try this passion fruit glazed steak.
Yeah, exactly.
What
It's just
the
like
heck?
exactly. It's just
That'd
like
be nasty.
I know.
I like passion fruit. I don't like steak. And I definitely don't want steak to have anything sweet on it.
By the way, I just saw a thumbnail from a Did You Know Gaming video on Mario Kart Double Dash, and Sonic and Tails were in the thumbnail.
I don't know.
I don't know why. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, I think I was gonna mention a little while back. Aku in the new Crash, instead of just following you, he twirls around you as you have him. Kind of slowly goes around you and stuff. And I think people aren't a big fan of that, and they still haven't really patched that out yet. Unless they there may be something to it, like maybe the engine they're using, they couldn't really do that very well. Have Aku be believably following you, but we'll have to see.
If they could accomplish it back then, they could definitely accomplish it now.
it's not going to be on Nintendo, therefore it's going to be bad. So what's the point now?
If it doesn't come out for a Nintendo product, what's the point of living?
That's why.
Like, so then you have Nintendo, like in the first year of the Switch, first couple of years of the Switch, where it's like, oh sweet, you got all these games that are actually, you have some of these games that are actually worth $60, like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, and then nowadays they just have $60 to get a port of a Wii U game with a couple of extra features. Of a Wii U game, mind you, that people didn't really like all that much.
What was that?
New Super Mario Bros. U.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's not even an original one. Well, I mean, a lot of them don't feel original anyway, but you know what I mean. But like, you know, that. Also, like, they charge $60 for that. They charge $60 for essentially a Game Boy game, a Zelda Game Boy game.
A Game Boy Color game.
Oh wait, did they charge $60 for that Link's Awakening remake?
Yep. They charged
It wasn't even Game Boy Color. It was Game Boy original.
Well, it was also re-released on Game Boy Color as like DX or whatever.
Yeah, well, that one did have an extra color-based puzzle solely to celebrate the fact that they now had color.
Yeah, but also like just the fact that like they re-released it with just some pretty graphics.
Oh my gosh, I hate the design that they had for the new one.
How they like had that cool opening, and then they have a toy design for his in-game model.
I hate the really like low detail, shiny, rounded edges look to Link. That's what kills me.
Look! We also added a remix mode of dungeons and $60.
You can't even make your own dungeons. It's just take a cell and put in a grid.
Exactly.
That's it. It's the same puzzle over and over again. It's just you can do it in a certain order now.
You can do it in the order whatever you choose. Challenge your friends.
I don't remember how I used to get through this part.
Which is really difficult.
So many seeds.
Just trying to remember having to get all the boxes also.
But I do like listening to their
Well,
soundtrack.
to be honest,
at least.
if I had an
The
analog
remix
stick,
of Tai
I'd be
Tai.
able to do this much easier.
Okay. Yeah, analog stick, some about root beer. Well, anyway, I recommend looking up the remix of Tai Tai Heights. There's a music track. You know, Tai Tai Heights is the mountain where the windfish is. It has its own little theme that's pretty bopping. Just look up its remix of his.
Hell, it already exploded.
You're probably gonna get a pity mask in a bit. But yeah, I've heard some pretty good remixes of video game music on. I like how there's like a place somewhere where they actually have a orchestra and stuff of like different video game music.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah. Bees! Or something like that on Invader Sim.
No, the bees.
No, the bees, Aaron. Aaron, as Dan would call him on. It's kind of weird. We all refer to him as Danny, but Aaron refers to him as Dan a lot. Andrew is obsessed with Game Grumps. He watches it all the time.
They're not good. They're not entertaining or funny. It's a waste of my time.
What is my life?
Exactly.
I can definitely see why people. I could see why people like the old Game Grumps, like when John was around, because they did have a different. They were essentially unfiltered, basically. Now they have to be more politically correct. I mean, I don't know. They could have just like act like they are become politically correct, and they realize they might have to do that for certain types of views. But also like back in the day, they were able to they just made jokes whenever. I mean, if you look at some of them, they just straight up say the N-word, and a lot of them. And the older ones with John and Aaron.
The word like nip and tuck?
Yeah, that, you know, you can't say that, no.
Or Niger, the country?
Yeah, no, like you can't say that. Anyway,
The N-word like nitro?
Andrew, you gotta get out of there. You can't
Andrew, we have a zero tolerance policy around here.
that word.
It's a good thing I don't care about that. It is one heck of a good thing I don't give a crap about it.
Anyway,
It's racist.
oh no, oh no. But anyway,
You are never going to be able to use Twitter ever again, mister.
Oh no, Twitter.
no Twitter.
I won't
Shoot
get to go
shots
get
in
my
the guts.
politics and ramble about how terrible the government is.
But like, anyway, but yeah, like back in the day, they felt like they could say more. I think John. I like how JonTron has been able to say JonTron pretty much. Because where you have other YouTubers that kind of change things up and they kind of change up the way they do their videos.
Well, I'd like it if John would do another game review.
Well, yeah, I mean that'd be nice, but I'm just saying he's still got entertaining videos on other things. And A Talking Cat is one of his best of the more recent ones. You got all the boxes
On accident.
You know, you can put that in a gold band and you can tell your girlfriend you went to Jared's. What am I going on about?
Yeah, Andrew doesn't have a girlfriend. He's not cool enough. What does Cortex have to say?
Crash, I have discovered that the opposition is being masterminded by Dr. Nictrus Brio, the inventor of the Evolvo ray. Brio was responsible for our misunderstandings in the past. He forced me to assist him in his plot for world domination, and he's at it again. He will attempt to stand in our way. Be on your guard, Crash. Use the platform to deliver the crystals to Angel.
Now, it normally doesn't cut out like that but again, it's the joy of playing the PlayStation Network version of these.
Cortex isn't masterminding everything, is he?
Oh, you'll see.
Dr. Cortex said, each of 20 crystals you've collected to me.
Let's see. And remember this part, like where now you get to throw Wampa Fruit.
Games don't do tutorials. Why wasn't there a tutorial on how to throw the Wampa Fruit?
Of course, there's some things that just seem easy to figure out anyway. Like if you played this game before, you should know what to do in this game, the sequel or whatever.
The problem I have with these, that all the engine fights, I get really impatient. It's not that they're hard, I just get too impatient and become reckless.
Or is he doing the Italian thing?
Hey, that was very expensive. Yeah. What am I doing?
Mario.
Hey, oh, hey. Oh, now you gotta break the shoulders because they look like boxes.
Oh, that's not a motion. If I remember correctly, eventually one of them comes to the side.
Now my problem with this fight is like the hitbox is really
Wonky.
That's the one problem. I can't slide. I wanted to slide out of the way, but for some reason, circle and square are throw Wampa Fruit buttons.
I can't remember if they did that in the remake or not. Like if that was still a thing.
Yeah, I've already. Yeah, I don't remember.
You're noticing these things because you're not able to use the analog sticks.
Yes. It's like if you're driving a car without cruise control, or with cruise control, and then you don't have it, and you're like, wait, man, I really miss cruise control.
And you just wreck all the time. You're thinking about how you miss the cruise control.
Press the cruise control button, and I realized my car's not going anywhere, so I just sit there in the middle of the street.
Cruise control is just like where it runs on itself, right? You still have to turn, but you.
You never use it?
I've never used cruise control. I don't think.
You set it at a certain speed, and it maintains that speed for you without you having hit the gas pedal.
Ah, okay.
Dang it! I hate analog freaking D-pad.
Very useful when you're going on long car trips.
Yeah, like anywhere we go on the interstate for a long time, it's a pretty good idea to keep it on cruise control. It saves your legs.
What about on Anchorman 2 whenever they had Andrew? What about on Anchorman 2 whenever they had like was the who's driving the car? Well, it's on cruise control. Don't go that way, Andrew. He's not opening his things yet. Yeah, the hitboxes are poo in this stage. Luckily, though, they don't take that many hits. They don't, like they feel like they take a lot of time because you know how hard it is to get to the to actually hit the thing. It's like you basically have to wait until he's actually firing before go that way. Not to be a backseat gamer, but I can tell when you're screwing up. Now this one, remember, you have to jump over it. Wait for it, and jump. So anyway,
oh, they call him engine, but he's got a thruster. Why is it engine? When he's got like a rock in his head.
well, it's because Spartacus opened the door and, well, that's not it. Anyway,
I think Mr. Smith.
yeah, so like,
Mr. Smith was tired of Spartacus.
Spartacus.
And of course, here he is doing his trademark snorts.
Just trademark pupper snorts. Pupper doggo.
So Spartacus, what have you been up to today?
Oh, he said snort snort, that's what he's saying.
Time to hit the tiny shoulders on this beta man.
I can't remember if they actually made this any easier on in the remake.
You know what made it easier?
Analog 6.
Yep.
Well, this part you just go side to side anyway.
Still. Still easier than Analog 6. Or at least a better recording setup where frame rate isn't complete trash.
Yeah. I think the reason I mostly prefer 3D games is because, okay, so you gotta figure out the controls, sure, especially in the earlier days, but you know what's coming most of the time. You can see most things coming, depending on what it is. Whereas with 2D games, you have to...
I thought he waited longer.
You know, I'll be honest, if I was controlling this, I would have finished this fight a long time ago. I'm just trying to... I'm able to insult Andrew because he's my brother, so, you know, I'm able to.
I'm able to insult your recording setup because you're my brother.
Alright, you're out. You're done. Only because rules apply to thee, not to me.
This has gone beyond insulting each other. You insulted my equipment.
I'll insult his equipment every day if I freaking feel like it.
Yeah, but what else are you gonna do in life? I'm trying to bully you because my feelings are hurt. Don't you see these Let's Plays are tearing us all apart?
Is he tearing or telling us apart?
I was trying to say tearing and it came out wrong. Because that's how my brain works. As an autistic American.
As a faggot.
Oh no, no, you said the worst word of all, one of the other worst words of all. You can't. You know, it's gotten to a point where people say everything is offensive to where you might as well just say whatever you want to.
If everything is offensive, then technically almost like nothing's offensive. Because
I know.
Without being offensive.
I know.
Every word that utters from your mouth will insult someone.
Oh, there you go.
Oh!
Watch out, Andrew. Go that way, go that way, go that way.
Shut up. Calm down.
Yeah, but you were just continuing to go that way as he just kept the missiles were coming. So I didn't know how stupid you were. Go for it. Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Oof.
Dude, it didn't even have a chance at life.
There we go. 15th one's a charm. Oh, there we go.
What?
Wait. No.
We'll be right back.
I don't know.
Press the jump button.
I don't know if I'm gonna cut this or not, but. Oh, that was funny.
I didn't know that would have killed him. I was trying to prepare.
Is this the final
All I know
boss?
is that when I played this on the PS2 back in the day, and when I played the remake, it wasn't this hard. Also, this music's not really appropriate for this fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, some parts of it is, but like but then they have the random what do you call it, that instrument? It was like or like something you'd hear like in the one of the minecart levels or something, you know, or like in they have that one. Again, not trying to be a backseat gamer, but when you play this game as much as I have, you pick up on so many things.
Dang it, wish we...
And yet his full name is still there. Well, abbreviation of his name, whatever you say.
Not anymore.
Watch out for the thing.
Now he's. Yeah.
Now he's.
Now he's I.
Yeah. Now he's. So something that really like, here's the thing about some of these platformers that.
Can you jump from the one platform to the other with the one in the middle missing?
You just have to be at the very edge and try and your best to. We'll just wait for it. Wait. All right, don't jump.
No, I got this.
Master Cortex will be very displeased with your resistance. Prepare to suffer his wrath.
The remake for those.
Well, we got one more area. Wait for it.
What is the problem, Bandicoot? I will not ask you again to bring me the crystals. Obtain the remaining 5 crystals, Crash, and bring them to me.
Oh, he's pissed. Speaking of that, piston it away. What about how that's the name of the level?
I think that's what that might have banned.
This is an
House
eerie
fire.
house fired. Apparently the new Crash is gonna have language in it, apparently. It's gonna have the wordy dirts.
It's gonna have the N word in there.
Yeah, Neo Cortex. See, notice all the N's? That's Cortex's secret propaganda. Anyway, alright, so jumping on the boxes.
Jumping on the boxes.
Jumping on the boxes. I think Andrew died after that.
How about SpongeBob singing Sephiroth's theme?
Oh yeah. Something I noticed about those. So as a kid, and even now because I'm still a kid. So you notice these things have like I never paid attention to the fact that these have like little eyes on their below the antennas and stuff. I say antennas, it's antennas, not antennae, it's antennas. No. I will say, the English language, we may have perfected it, but also, why are there so many unnecessary ways of saying words, or pronouncing words with, like, letters,
Because humans are weird. I need a word for every situation.
Because it's like, and then you have the pronunciations, you have the pronunciations, you have moose, meese. You call them moose, not mooses or meese, but then with geese, you have to call them geese when there's more than one, but goose, But yeah, these things, I always saw them as like ladies with tutus or something on, delicately walking through, but I never noticed like the eyes in the middle there. They're just more protected.
You have a very interesting way of looking at women, Daniel.
Plural of goose is sheep.
Daniel. I wasn't going to say anything, but Andrew is right. I mean, how could you mess that up, buddy?
I know. I originally thought it was beaks, but
It's not mice, it's meese.
Yeah? Is that right, Sylvester?
Yeah, Professor even knows it's meese. Just told you.
He doesn't call them meese, he calls them food.
Sometimes, most of the time we'll call them toys. Because he plays with them rather than trying to kill them all the time. Well, rather than try to eat them. So here's the thing. Sylvester, you know what, I'm not trying to get all the boxes. What am I doing? I was going to go back, but I'm not trying to get them all. This level's way too hard with that. But anyway.
To the game! The 2-2 robots.
I forgot to say whether or not we were ready to go. Oh well.
What are you doing, Mr. Scientist?
Well, anyway, there were other people around, ladies and gentlemen, so we always have to pause and we have to. This is usually why okay, here's the thing. Is when there's other people around that might interrupt. That's when I usually that's why I usually either do these alone or I would eventually not use the mic at all. The mic and Ike's.
That's when you talk about it in post.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like he's finished the level and he's gotten like one crystal. This crystal is missing its pair of jewels.
Now here's the level that was highly promoted in the game and in the promotions and stuff, but it's actually not all that good. The rocket levels.
Dear Lord, the freaking jetpack levels.
Sorry, I was texting and gaming.
Daniel, you could have killed yourself.
Oh yeah.
Who are you? Oh, that's a jetpack. I thought it was a person.
It's the ghost of Rayman. Wait.
Now Wampa through floating makes more sense.
Yeah, that is true. Anti-gravity chocolate is kind of working. That'll do. At the window with that.
The controls were not good for this.
Yeah, they were. Up and down was inverted.
Yeah, half-inverted controls are garbage.
Well,
That was the problem with the Jack and Daxter games. Like, at least let me choose the inversion, or just don't do half-inverted, either do complete inversion or full
I
non-inversion.
think you have the option to change that in Jack and Daxter.
Not in Jack 2.
I don't know. I feel like there was an option there.
No, you couldn't change it in Jack 2.
Well, that means if you're wrong about it, then
It's just like 20 million people are going to tell you how wrong you are.
Yeah, 20 million. I'm sure 20 million are going to watch this. It's like this is a video that goes viral or something. Let's see. Here's the thing. People, you really shouldn't make YouTube your permanent job. Because it's really not going to be forever. It may seem like it's still going to go on here, and it probably will go on for a few more, or many more years, maybe. But I feel like there's going to be a point where we have to move on to other things, other types of jobs.
Get some with insurance, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if you're, well, I don't know, if you make it, I don't know, what's your word on that, Andrew? On YouTube jobs.
You get burnt out.
Yeah. Because then it almost doesn't, it's like not even fun anymore at that point. Like, they ask you to make certain types of videos, and it's just like, okay.
Like, what the balls are you talking about?
Or you could already be a celebrity and get some more cash out of, you know, get some more cash, and then have your standards go up to, hey, why isn't, hold on.
I got the penis pistol. I got the left testicle crystal. I'm missing my right testicle crystal.
Right.
So I can't do that. I gotta do this.
I lost my left and my right and my back testicle. But
Your
I
back.
still got my front testicle. I'm still capable of reproducing.
Squidward tennis balls. That's testicle. I don't know.
That's 10 testicles.
Sometimes we call Sparkus Sparkles.
Hey, look, he's Spyro now.
Oh yeah, he's got a little fire. You know what? He can be Spyro and Crash at the same time. Impressive.
Now I'm gonna look up fan art of someone using Crash and Spyro.
Boy, you bet you hope.
That's not something I would do if I were you. I'm sure there's some yaoi or something of the two together. And
Okay.
This is scary.
Not the fusion I was hoping for.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's probably not the fusion you would be hoping for. Screw the boxes.
So I bet you'd find something on DeviantArt. Don't go
Good
there.
Lord.
Don't go to DeviantArt. It's a scary place. I've occasionally found some good stuff there. Most of the time, it's just either really bad or really terrifying.
Here's what I think. It's like when people talk about Sonic. I'm gonna do another Sonic rant, but or something around.
Sonic started furries.
Yeah, the fact that there was actually someone trying to say that. Someone like it was actually on
Now let's forget about Slam Jam.
Let's forget about Fritz the cat.
Yeah, Lola Bunny.
That's Space Jam.
Space.
Slam Jam.
What are you, stupid?
Apparently. I fused the
The fact that it was
theme,
basketball. Or,
the theme and the name.
Now you get a beating.
ow.
Hi, the daddy.
Oh, what was it? Yeah. I did.
Dear Lord.
That was on the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, one of them. Where he was like petting, where like a yellow guy was petting like a beaver thing or whatever he's supposed to be, and he's like, hi, Dad.
They were talking about love.
Yeah. But anyway,
Well, Spartacus had enough of our bull.
Yeah.
Bye, Spart.
Goodbye,
big fart.
but like
that's when he comes in and stares at Andrew.
Yeah. Well, he turned into a cat now. He turned into Sylvester.
You just curious what the heck we're doing, buddy?
Yeah, Sylvester doesn't like when doors are closed. He likes it when they're open, so that way he has the option. Like even if he wants in the room, he does not want the door closed.
He's born to be free. He can't stay caged up.
One day I will leave these walls, Daniel. And I shall conquer the world.
Well, he once left these walls and came back with a chunk out of his shoulder.
Oh yeah, he left it. When we used to let him loose, and he came back and he's like, "Oh hey, I'm missing a part of my shoulder." So we had to patch that up. So yeah, that's when we decided, you know what, he's not going to be outside on his own anymore. Occasionally we'll walk him like a dog.
Did someone shoot him or something?
I don't know.
I assume he fought another cat.
Fought another cat, fought another animal probably.
It's like he escaped a coyote or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the fun levels.
The funness of these dang jetpack levels.
What are you doing, kitty? Sniffing my shoes?
He loves sniffing shoes for some reason. These wampa fruit.
Ah, he's on his porcelain throne now.
Porcelain throne.
Furry throne.
Well, anyway, so back to the furry thing. Someone said Sonic started furries, and it's like, okay, so Fritz the cat happened after Sonic, I guess, even though that was the 70s.
Somebody went back in time to inspire Fritz the cat just so that they could justify having furry stuff in Sonic.
Well, like basically, but it seemed like back in the day it was perfectly fine. But then when Sonic came out, and then like someone's like, it's all Sonic. He started, you know.
Well, the people that hate Sonic like that are the same people that think games like Quake and Thief 2 are good. Which they're not.
Quake 2 had a decent multiplayer.
Well, I guess they're also the kind that think that Daggerfall was the best Morrowind or the best Elder Scrolls game.
All that.
The Elder Scrolls games are boring.
Yeah, they are. The only reason Skyrim's interesting now is because everyone can do whatever. You can play as Sonic the Hedgehog.
You can play as Sonic the Hedgehog and fight Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do want that mod to replace dragons with trains. I still remember, for those that do remember, when Skyrim was coming out, I was in college, and there were people that knew what day of the week it was
because Skyrim
by
was...
knowing how long it was or had been since Skyrim came out. I would say, hey, what day is it? And it says, well, Skyrim comes out in 3 days, so it...
You know, like Tuesday or something.
Yeah, it's like, this is wrong. Or you know, Skyrim came out a week and a half ago, so it's...
This day.
And I remember the glitch videos that came out immediately. So I was in a programming class with a lot of PC gamers and stuff, and
yeah,
there were so many kids not in class the next day. You know, programming classes, they're predominantly male kind of field, so just a bunch of guys, and man, there were not many people in class that next day.
I remember there were people like when Halo Reach came out, they were like, oh man, I went to the midnight premiere. It's like, you have school. I couldn't stand to be out that late and then have to get up early, you know. Let's see.
I went to one of the Halo releases. Maybe it was Halo Reach.
I know we went to, this is by the way where like if you get all the colored gems, then you have a path there.
Daniel, don't talk about getting all the colored gems.
Gems of color.
This Yeah, Jim's up color. That's much better.
Did you know, like, so in the world of computers, there's a terminology that's now considered no longer politically correct. So you have the concept of the whitelist and the blacklist. So a whitelist is something you allow to go through, and a blacklist is something you deny. So, like, for example, if I saw somebody was coming in from somewhere and they're on the whitelist, I would say, okay, yeah, let them through. If they were trying to come through and they're on the blacklist, I say, I wouldn't let them through. And it comes down to logic and how you want to handle that. If you're only letting in a very small amount of people and everyone else is out, you make a whitelist because it'd be a smaller list to look through. But if you're only keeping a very few amount of people out, you have a blacklist. And anyway, now it's allow list and deny list.
It just sounds retarded.
Yeah, and like in the world of computer hardware, this isn't really as much of a big deal now, but it was a little earlier on when you had what was called a parallel drive, which is just 40 cables parallel to each other that plug into a hard drive or a CD player or something. And what you would do, and especially in older versions of Windows, you would have a master drive and a slave drive. Well, that's not allowed anymore. I think it's primary and secondary.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
Such terminology is stuff we're not even really allowed to use at work anymore, which is really, really dumb.
Let's see. It's just because you don't like change and blah blah, and then they hate change. They're the same people who talk about that.
There's a library that I use, or that I've used before, that has a variable called whitelist, and until that changes, I will keep calling it a whitelist. As soon as it's called an allow list, I'll consider changing my terminology because I really appreciate Apache Commons.
Well, you know, I identify as an Apache helicopter. So if you don't call me Apache,
some of the shrink stuff is just plain unfair.
Especially when you're trying to backtrack. When you're trying to backtrack in this level, it's
pretty brutal.
I want to be called a guy just because I wear jeans.
Women can't wear jeans, apparently.
But yeah, like, that's the thing about the older Crash games. Trying to 100% complete them, or however much percent they say. I'm shrinking. But like, the problem is, like, backtracking is literally just, you gotta be a highly skilled, knowing the level front and back, got everything you can to be able to get through it. Alright, we're back. Yeah. Okay then.
I don't really remember how I managed to do it, but there was a way I would be able to slide between the orange cones there. It took precision and mainly luck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish it was easier to replicate that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've been able to.
How the heck did you avoid that?
I jumped at the right time. But yeah, look how many boxes there are. I only got a little over half. What about when you're off by one?
Oh, that's.
I like in the remake of Crash 1 where the more boxes that fall on you, the more and more you start to fall on the floor.
Let's see. Oh.
You have all the chaos in
He's laughing.
Yes, my plan is nearly complete, and I have you, Crash Bandicoot, to thank. Engine, what's happening? What's that? Is he stealing our signal?
You know what? This is more realistic because this would probably happen with holograms. Is that the sound would be off sync.
And use it to power the super Cortex he has built on his space station. One blast of the ray will cover the entire world, turning everyone into Cortex.
All girls wear lipstick.
Crash, don't let him have those crystals.
Engine, you fool! She's telling him everything! Ah, yes.
first part of this because the recording's off sync. It won't be for in the. So anyway, let's go, quote unquote, fight Cortex. This is
probably one of the most disappointing final bosses ever.
Yeah, at least in games that are really good.
Because like,
all you have to do is just, as a kid, yeah, you're gonna be like, oh man, this is gonna be hard. It's gonna be good, but then when you know what to do, it's the simplest thing ever.
It's like all Zelda bosses.
Zelda bosses are still challenging though.
Wait. Because, yeah, as a kid, we somehow actually let him get to the end goal. I almost want to just show that off, just to show what it's like, but I don't know.
Well, we can look it up later.
Yeah, anyone could look it up.
I've just been rushed here for the final boss because it's too easy.
Yeah. Maybe it's a control.
Like,
maybe
why
they knew
wasn't
the
there a
controls
battle
were.
like in Crash 1 and Crash 3? Crash 1's final boss was actually quite hard.
What happened to Cortex? And what about the Cortex Vortex? It's still up there.
It's still up there.
If you collect all the gems, you get to actually get the true ending to the game.
Which is where Crash 3 starts, but we're probably not going to get through this whole thing because, no, screw that. I like how Naughty Dog's thing is on the side of that. One of the wings or whatever you call it.
That's Neo Cortex. Oh, okay, now
It had the Naughty Dog thing.
I see it now. It's right there. If you look right there.
But anyway,
Joe Pearson, thank you. Thank you, Universal Interactive Studios, Mark Cerny, Jackie,
Paul Recoops,
Terry Smith,
if I'm
David
forgetting,
Stiller, Sony Computer Entertainment in America,
if I forget anybody, I apologize. Thank you,
Amy, Masurma Blair, something, Molly Smith,
Mark Pencer,
Mark Pentek, Donovan Soto, Anthony Gomez,
Ian
Ian McGinnis, Andrew
Jack
Woodworth,
Tomato,
Andrew Byrne, and
Tom
Sean Burke,
Tim
Bruce Cockroach,
Uncle Dave Kinez, Ramon,
Callie Flock,
Conception,
Jeff Fox,
Jack Tretton, Beeline Group,
producer,
Shumate Yoshida,
600.
something 600.
Judy,
Junichi Koyabaka, John Roberts,
Europe,
David Bowery, Caroline Stokes,
Meatloaf,
Liz Ashford, David
manager,
Bowie, Steve Archer, Brad Davies, Phil Green, Craig Duddle, Kev Mason, Neil James, Paul Jones, John Cassidy,
Sean McConnery,
Zimbillis, Mutal, Josh Mansell, Michael Gollum, Kevin Spears, Clancy Brown, Brendan O'Brien, Vicky Winters, Jeff Eder,
special thanks to Skip
Hall, Elias Wayfront, Silicon Graphics,
copyright
Angus
1997, Universal
Goshawan.
Interactive Studio Inc. Source code copyright 1997 on it.
Our original IP, don't steal.
Yes.
You hear that? It's ours.
When did it stop recording?
It's still going.
Oh, do you know the automatically stop thing isn't?
No, I didn't have. You have to click on the box for it to do that.
Get all the crystals.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching. And until next time, we'll play another.
I don't
play another
like
game
any
next
of
time.
you. Every one of you is worthless.
That was his way of
Die.
saying. That's his way of saying he loves you all.